Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I can't convince Zoom to use my other camera. I select the camera and then when I join it asks permissions for the wrong one.
Hi, folks.
Hi, Chaka. That's strange. What on earth? It doesn't work. Well, I think I may have to skip camera today. Which is bad because we share this with people. Let me restart everything 1 sec. It's better now. Camera is working. There you go. All right. Mauro is on vacation, and I'm not sure about William. It's already 4 minutes in, though. So we should probably get this going. Opening my planning board here. I'm gonna share my screen. There you are. So, high level summary, we are working towards a 4.2.0 of Kairos and picking stories from that release ticket. Let me take us to GitHub Kairos Pro. Nah, I'm guessing URLs. So on the roadmap, let's see where we stand. Okay, this is 4.2. And if we go to sub issues, let me move it down closer together. This is what's left to complete it. There are various lanes that one could identify here. Some work on AuroraBoot and tools, support for MAAS, the follow-ups for confidential containers, Hadron and no Hadron, both of them. Yeah, old bugs, I think. Board work with NVIDIA's. This is again tools, building tools, I mean AuroraBoot mostly. Of course, the CAP integration. William is not around, but we can give a little update when we get to those tickets, which are under review, and what he's currently working on. Yeah, SLSA, Coco again. This one we discussed last time. Small features, NVIDIA work. So we're getting there. Most of them have been touched, I think, already or discussed. So we're not far, although it's a big list, but good progress is being made on all of them, I think. So let's keep this one open. Let's go to the sprint board, check what has been completed, what we have under review, just to decide how much more we can pull in. So please help me out as I go through the tickets to describe what was completed. So NVIDIA image building documentation, I think it was about consolidating the thing below, right here, I think. The docs about building NVIDIA, is that correct?
Yeah. Those are about improving them. It fills three different tickets. It's about merging the share stuff in the tickets, then improving the documentation so it's much nicer and explain it and whatnot and updated, and then covering the missing. We used to have a Docker file in the NVIDIA docs, and now we use Kairos in it, so also improving that part that was left over.
Nice. All right. Make hidden layers and firmware first-class citizen.
That has been about adding support for firmware and layers, automate how they are built and push, increase the documentation in order to explain to users how do you consume that and how can you build your own, and also integrate that into the AuroraBoot web UI builder. So now when you build, when you select a Hadron as the base OS for an artifact, it will just display a nice list of the layers and firmware so you can add them in there.
Yep. Nice. Config URL not used at boot. There was a problem. That Imucore, Kairos agent, and no, that's all I think, did not use the same way to collect and merge all the Kairos configs. They were using a different implementation, and there was a problem with config URL one being in the CMD line. I think it wasn't respected. So the Kairos agent side was respecting it because it was using a library we called collector, which is collecting configs from all over the place. But Imcore was not using that. Actually, Yip was not using that. So what we are doing is we're using the collector in Imcore now and passing down the result to Yip. Is that the correct fix? That's what I had in mind as a fix. I just don't remember if that's what we ended up doing. So correct me if I'm wrong. We're passing down the merged result, right? One second.
Yeah. So now we do use the collector everywhere and improve the CMD line parsing from the collector to take into account the expected cost.setup values, stanza in the CMD line. Also added a newer one called Kairos.config to make it simpler. The config, the cost setup is now being deprecated. We would like to use Kairos.config, which is more self-explained, and also added specifically one for config URL, which we think it's going to be the most used one, which is Kairos.config URL, and that is just for the config URL. You don't have to, because we use dot notation and it has to put it into a YAML. Sometimes using it on the CMD line, the config URL, you have to put it on a certain level and then you have to pass that and then you have to put the URL as well. So we thought about making it simpler, just being able to use a shortcut to the config URL.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm not sure is why is the ticket closed, because that's the SDK part, probably closed itself. That's just the SDK part. It needs to be integrated into Agent SDK and tested.
Yeah, and documented. That's what I was about to say. So if I go down here, yeah. Only the Kairos SDK part was merged, still missing the email core. We still need to consume it from email core Kairos. I'm not sure. I think it's just email core, but I'll put both there. The opening.
Yeah, because I think Agent picks it up automatically. Like it doesn't need collector usage, it just uses. But yeah.
Okay. It respected my comment. Okay. And
maybe the run stage needs fixing. Anyway, yeah, this needs to be checked.
Okay, I'll put it into do.
Yeah, good.
And it should appear. I don't know where. Where is it? Where are you, ticket? Of course you are. No, in a random place, right?
Don't worry. I will move it because I'll probably got an email about it.
There it is, right below the waterline. I'll put it above. All right. Let me go back then to the done column. Headless kernel baud rate drops. I think that was simply closed, or I know we allowed passing it in GRUB somehow. I remember seeing that. Yeah, extend live. Oh, okay, the live CDCMD line didn't allow extending it, and we got a bot fix. Torres bot fixed it, and we merged it. So by merging it in AuroraBoot, we only need an AuroraBoot release, which I'm probably gonna take care of it tomorrow. I need it for another ticket as well. So this is just closed. Boot stage fails to start VM guest agent. I cannot remember that. Mauro, it's a really old one, probably just closed. I'm picking this up, the current VM. We'll not focus the regression test. What on earth? Then there was a pull request, and then Torre closed it. Anything to say about this, Torre? I see nothing.
It was a grep on just getting if it was directly identifying if it was QEMU. Yeah, it was.
But this one is open.
Yes, then we had the follow-up to make it a little bit more robust, but I mean it's not. It's not new. Yeah, it's like if you want to make it better.
Yeah,
but
seems
let me
like
put
instead
it
of
under
being
review,
because we are just grepping strings there.
Yeah, so. And we can have the vendor instead, which is QEMU, so we can identify it easier instead of grepping all that stuff.
Okay, needs a review. I moved it to under review, and where were we? Move automated pair for schema version out of Kairos repo into the docs. What is that all about? What is this? A Kairos pull request should open. There looks obsolete. It was
Both
closed
open,
because it was
both
okay.
close.
No, yeah.
I think there is a few in there that are just closed.
Keep reviewing everything. Yeah. Superseded. Yeah, okay. Very old tickets. It's a good thing that we clean up though.
I made it.
Go plugin should be idempotent. Is that also closed because it's old and deprecated?
Yeah.
I think if they don't have a pull request attached,
be.
they're gonna be all AN stuff.
Yeah. Map element that says provide
clean up a little bit.
events. Okay, I'm skipping them. If you sounds like the same stuff. Aren't when instantiated anywhere other than the top level. Probably not relevant anymore. Running AuroraBoot. So if someone watching this really thinks one of these shouldn't be closed, just reopen or comment on the tickets. Okay, I mean we can't keep them there forever. If they seem like invalid, we close them. But if someone still has the bug and thinks it shouldn't be closed, feel free to comment or reopen. Running Aurora with no params gives a which was missing something from the declarative way of running it. Add support for GRUB custom entries in CLI that also has a pull request. What is this all about? GRUB custom. Is it a feature, bug fix?
It's a feature / bug fix.
The bot.
It's about having group entries that don't have an ID being identified by the boot entry selection and so on. I think this is going to cause problems in the future for sure. It's already a pain in the ass to have ArrayX to get the ID of entries. To get non-IDs, only the name, it's just gonna be crashing for sure somewhere down the line.
We'll see. Okay, but it's implemented.
Yeah.
So when you said it's both a feature and a bug, you mean a feature we added and a bug we introduced, not a bug we fixed.
It's just considered a bug.
Kairos operators should allow the user to set the host amount. Yeah. Okay. Kairos operators should allow the user to set the host amount and respect it. There is an envar in which you can define where the hoster should be mounted, and it wasn't respected in the operators because of this ticket here. This comment actually in an old ticket, which broke in this way with bind mounts and things like that. So I think in this case the solution was to mount it someplace else, and that's all that was missing to respect the. Yeah, there you are. Hard-coded operator. So I had a comment here that we shouldn't hard-code it, and that was the fix for it. Incorrect command syntax, not code by validation, breaks config. Okay, bugs with a pull request fixed. If you're not affected by that, I mean, we shouldn't go into details. People can just check if they were affected by them. And there is going to be the release partition expansion phase. Is that the one I fixed or a new one? I remember we had megabytes versus megabytes is called the other thing. Anyway, we weren't being consistent in what we use. fixes here. Yeah, bytes versus, okay, that's bytes versus sectors, okay. Yeah. And who was affected by that? Not free. It's used by bytes versus sectors. Yeah, we had multiple fixes around this. Issue, EPR, workaround. Anyway, it's fixed. No need for workarounds. Ship SD boot within it. Do we ship it?
I don't think so.
Or we just closed it?
I
How
can't even
did
remember.
this
This is
get
very,
closed?
very old.
Yeah.
See,
It
April.
was stale.
Yeah.
What is this? 2 weeks ago. It was mentioned 2 weeks ago. What does this say? This is in Canvas. Okay, that's internal then. I'm not going to open it here. But 2 weeks ago it was mentioned, but no replies. So let's leave it like that. The rule is if people don't reply, obviously we cannot fix their things. So let me go back. Phone, home artifact upgrades, pre-flight space. Okay, we're checking if we have enough space before we download. That's a good thing. Web UI operator builds. That's a big one. Generated a huge pull request. So the AuroraBoot Web UI by default is using the local process to build it, the actual AuroraBoot that runs the Web UI and builds in the same process on the same machine. But that was implemented as an interface which could be swapped out. And the idea was that we could plug the operator the building on a cluster, so you could scale as much as you want. And that's what this does. I created the docs this morning for this feature, so this is merged. Then the docs PR is somewhere here on how to run it. What's missing is that, of course, I think it's missing an AuroraBoot release, but other than that, it's missing the complete full circle story. So AuroraBoot running in the cluster. Right now, you're running AuroraBoot somewhere. You point it to some other cluster, maybe even the same, but who knows? And they talk to each other. Eventually, if you have a cluster, you'd probably want to run AuroraBoot in that to simplify networking between the builder and AuroraBoot as well, what uploads the artifacts and when they talk to each other. So that's not implemented yet. I'm not sure if that's simply docs or will generate some, I don't know, customization or Helm chart or whatever to deploy AuroraBoot in a cluster alongside the operator or whatever. But yeah, that's not there. But we have docs. Hetzner, document Cilium direct routing skip unreachable on private networks. No idea. I think need specific setup and hardware to test it, so I haven't tested it. William, no, Olivier. Okay, Olivier fixed it and William approved. And yeah, okay, Mauro is well approved. All good. It's docs. What on earth is this? Hadron kernel enable 2 options. Fixing what? BTF support. Chakal. Sounds like you would know what this is.
So this came from some network introspection tools. This was requested because of those network introspection tools. They need that debug for BPF observability, like what was the tool, Datadog and things like that, that observes the whole system and so on. They do it at a lower level without having to charge the CPU or GPU in that observability. So this was about enabling that, and it was such a mess because you need a lot of different configurations and different dependencies just to build the kernel with that. Then at the end, the kernel is not that big. It's just 1 megabyte, 1.5 megabytes bigger, something like that. But it's just a mess to have the dwarf in there and Tahoe and things like that. And then have to fix as well because it will automatically enable that for all the modules. And that brings it to 100 megabytes because there is too many modules. So we disabled that. We only need the kernel part. So long story short, now that's on the kernel by default on all the kernels. So you can do that introspection easily and out of the box. No need to do anything, change anything, and so on. So we think this is really, really good for all that network stuff, for example. It's just gonna be a good usage of that. It's worth what I try to mean. It's worth to enable that.
Do we need to document it or?
No. We don't document this kind of network stuff. People just expect it to work when they do,
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that it works and we know people are doing, monitoring like this, maybe we can write a little documentation page or a blog post. Hey, you can do this with Hadron or whatever. Just an idea, but yeah, not necessary for this one. Obviously, this is a bug.
Well, if you check the the ticket, it says that other distros have this enabled for years. So it's something that is like a standard expected, from a kernel to be using in a Kubernetes environment. They expect that to be enabled for sure.
Okay. Mount image leaks loop device and deleted backing file when mount fails. That was a bug, I think, in CI, no? Or not? Detach loop device when image mount fails.
Yeah, that happened on CI
in actual
installation.
As well.
But yeah, it will happen.
CI, yeah, okay.
It is rare.
Yeah, I think I've seen that in CI sometimes. I just retried the job. Yeah. Yeah. Leave extra partition without a face unformatted. Why was it closed? I think I saw a fix for this. So we had a bug that if you don't specify a file system type, no, we had two ideas. One was to by default format it as ext2. I think that was your preference, Ichaka. And then Ettore argued that we shouldn't format it at all. What's the verdict? What did we do in the end?
No idea. I don't even know why it's that close.
Ticket in the meantime.
Maybe there was two tickets?
Could be. Maybe the other saying do ext2 and then.
Yeah. The problem is that the documented behavior tries to say that X2 is the default because it was like that. And we changed the behavior in here because we changed it before. So yeah, this is not really clear at all.
It was closed in favor of another one. And the other one still in the agent, so 3 IDs later is doing what? It's merged. Default is ext2. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So now that matches the actual
Build options Kairos
documentation.
init image override the Kairos. Yeah, okay. I think we're lagging a bit. Maybe it's me. It takes a while for you to reply, so I'm usually jumping on the next ticket because I don't. Yeah. Okay. You were saying?
Nothing. Let's continue.
All right. Add build options Kairos Infinity Observability. That's me. I think AuroraBoot operator thingy, the backend. It turns out that you can specify a Kairos init image to be used in the build. So when AuroraBoot decides to inject the Kairos init line in the Docker file, the web UI allows you to specify that. And for local builds, it was working because it was all happening locally. But when you call out to the operator to do the build, there was no way to pass it down. There was no way to say, hey, when you inject Kairos init, use this image or whatever. It was hard coded. So that's what this does. It allows users to specify in the OS artifact which Kairos init. This list is not refreshed after plugin execution. Yeah. So we allowed them to wipe partitions with that hook we added, but we didn't refresh the disk, so we showed the old information before the wiping. This is fixing it, and then this came up during some other work on Kcrypt Challenger. So the OSV scanner was failing because it's pulling a different Go version than the one we use, quickly failing. So refactored the pipeline a bit to download our own image and whatever. So fixing CI. I'm going to archive everything now. All right, it's gone. I'll remind that this device was flying to a Torres home, or was it not? I don't remember. The NVIDIA one. Yeah.
No, I didn't try it. No, I didn't try it. I didn't try it. No, I didn't try it.
Okay. But we have a device. Okay.
So you're lagging a lot, at least for me.
Let me go.
Yeah, for me as well.
Okay. I thought it was me at some point.
We use Chromium again. Times it works better because everybody.
Okay, I lost him.
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking like I just heard
Yes.
It's gone.
Sometimes I could hear him, so I was like, okay, I have a Starlink, so sometimes it happens to me, that I have lags. So I was not sure, it was me.
Yeah, no, I think it might be my CPU being throttled. I'm probably running things in the background, and it's on 80 degrees now, so I think it's a CPU issue. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Let me do a bit top and see what's going on. I have... What do I have? Nothing, actually. But still 80 degrees on my CPU. I think it's just Greek summer, but I have an AC in here, so... no, I'm running a Kubernetes cluster too. Oh, I'm running a Kubernetes cluster and local AI.
And you wonder why?
But there is no lag yet. Okay, if it keeps going like that, I'll stop them. But maybe it was just Firefox. Let's give it a shot. I'll share my screen again. I don't know, entire screen. Okay. All right. You see the screen, right? And you hear me. All right.
Yeah.
Back to under review. support specifying GID for users. I think we reviewed that and we merged that. Am I wrong?
Yes, I think something happened with the update or something, and when I tried to merge it, it just requested an review. Probably last one was I don't dismiss or something because I updated. No idea.
Let me see if the pull request is in the review column, because that's where I usually look for what to review. It's not there. Let me. Oh, why? Because it's Yip. Okay. But I can fix it differently. I can go in under review, add an item, and paste that thing there. Right. And move them closer together. Up, up, up. Go up, 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 up. There. Okay. Extra assembly line support. I think we should probably close it. Didn't find the problem is not implementing it. I mean, I would probably just point Claude to it and say fix the remaining stuff. It's just that testing it takes quite some time because you have to spin everything up with custom builds and whatever, and then you have to run the thing to see if the extra assembly line worked. So QAing is the slow part. That's why I haven't picked it up. I might leave it there for a little bit more because the Torres bot pinged the reporter again, the contributor again, if they want to pick it up. So I'll give them time to reply. MAAS data source. This is only waiting.
But that's merged, no? The data source should be done.
I mean, the whole feature, it's kind of split in two tickets. It should have been one, these two. And the only thing missing for the whole thing is this ticket here, the curtain hooks in AuroraBoot. So having AuroraBoot building a proper MAAS image,
Yeah.
and then we'll close all of them. So all three of them are just the final thing. What we discussed, use the so the operator is a backend. That's the documentation side of it. Opened it this morning. Kairos product naming persona driven docs. We did discuss that. I'm just not sure if we need to do anything. Mauro is not here.
No, that's block, I guess, until we are all together, or especially Mauro, which is the one most invested on it, can shed some light on it. I did AI-driven pull request, so we can have a look and see how that may look, even if it's not finished or whatever. It's just to get an idea on how it will look and so on.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Work in progress and under discussion then. GitOps install supply chain security, no, what on earth? Why is it still here? That must have been me opening it. But it's been a while, I think. No, it's Olivier. Okay, that's why I don't remember it much. I think I reviewed it though, and I think I even approved it. Did I not? We discussed in yeah, I don't know much about Kyverno and all. I said it looks good to me, kind of. There's one big review here from Itzaka. Me saying, okay, looks good, kind of. I don't know. Mentioned Flaxity. And Olivier said he's gonna check, but I think, yeah, he wants to have a look when he's back. So let's leave it there. We're back. We throw disk image. Yes, yes. We didn't calculate the size of it, so when it couldn't fit, it didn't warn the user, I think, when they were trying to put more data. Yeah. I reviewed that 1 week ago, but there is no reply yet. So let's leave it to it. Agents MD for Kairos.io, we discussed that too. It's a good idea. I think we already have some skills in the skills repo. But yeah, let's wait for Mauro to come back and see if we can close this. Helm customize installation methods. That's Olivier again. The reason is not merged is because Olivier is not around yet, I think, but let me make sure we reviewed. Yep, it's been approved. All fine and dandy. So let's wait for Olivier to come back. Yeah, my Torres bot pinged me on an old ticket in Kcrypt Challenger when you specified the MS URL, the key management and server URL with the front slash, it failed. It's an easy fix. Just remove the trailing slashes and let it work. So created a small PR for that, which is this one. Let's move them together. Use DMIC's vendor for robust QEMU detection. That's the one we saw, I think.
Yeah, but the one we talked before that was fixed, but this is an improvement maybe over the equipment.
Okay, and finally the documentation as we discussed for the operator backend in AuroraBoot. Okay, many things under review, but not far from being closed. Most of them already have reviews and just need the person who created the PR to do the final round or whatever. Let's try to clean it up because it keeps growing and growing. So let's go to in progress now. This is not really in progress because I just posted the documentation for it. That's all it was waiting, but it's also waiting for a release. In any case, I'm going to move it there. It's not that I'm writing any code for it, just waiting for everything to be merged. Risk 5 support tracking issue, Mario is gone, nothing to say, I think. Onboarding Olivier, I think that's done, but let's wait for Mauro because I don't know if there's anything left. And then extra partition part label missing after install when persistent partition size is fixed. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, some edge
This is
case bug.
a bug reported I cannot reproduce for the life of me. And the problem is that the error that I'm seeing, it matches with another different error that we fixed before that we may have not backported. I'm waiting for more info from the reporter.
Okay, shall I move it to under review if it's not waiting for, if it's just waiting for feedback?
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know where it fits, to be honest. It may be even close if we get no info.
Okay, I'll move it there, wait for a bit, and then close it next time. All right, so our in progress is clean. That's good. We wrapped up everything on Friday, it seems. By the way, this config URL not used at boot is fixed by the that refactoring the yeah, we discussed it, so I'm gonna move it here. It's probably worth continuing on it. I'm gonna put your face Chaka here. So the SDK is done, but what? Okay. Oh, GitHub, why? Single page applications. There you are. Okay, I'll have to click slowly because random things happen. All right. So, are these top items still relevant? Let's have a quick look. NVIDIA Jetson QSPI version mismatch. Is that something we'll try? I think we discussed last week. We just didn't pick it up. I see Jasper on it.
Well, I'm not sure why that is assigned to me.
Is it? It is.
Yeah. No, I haven't done anything about that. I don't even have the hardware for that.
NVIDIA Jetson AGX Thor.
No, I don't have it.
See, picking this up as a Spark investigation. You did it.
Oh, no, it was my agent trying to get all the info possible.
See, Isaka self-assigned this.
Oh my God. Crap.
Your other self.
Yeah, just wanted the agent to pick up as much info as possible about what is the QSPI mean and whatnot.
No, all
But
it did
it
is
failed.
assign it to you and it didn't collect anything.
Yes.
Isaka, collect information. Okay, I'll leave it there. Someone has to pick it up that has the board. Kata container static by default. That's a follow-up for what we did. So we contributed upstream the option to build it statically, which we need because we're not in libc in Hadron. This is making it the default because on the PR we decided to split it in two. So I just have to follow up and add the PR to make it the default building. Then when they release, we'll get images that work with Hadron and we can use it, which requires us to have hardware. So these are going in parallel. We should better have this as soon as possible. Otherwise, we'll go with custom builds. We'll build our own images to try that out. But yeah, we need both the hardware and this one to try that out. And it's still missing the, how's it called, the another binary anyway in confidential containers that needs to be statically also built, but that already has the option. It's just that the kata containers are not pulling the correct one, the statically built one. So that's another thing we need to fix. That's probably for me to pick up, I think. So support Coco from the Hadron host level. Yeah, needs this, needs hardware. That's why it's there. And then I moved update Coco documentation back because I think this was about the Coco on the host with Hadron, and we don't have the full info yet until we do the other two tickets. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's Nidus. Yeah, that's the other binary we needed. Yes. Okay, so documentation is going to have to wait until we fix all the issues. So these three are the same thing, the Coco story. So at this point, we have two things to do. In the next 10 minutes, we have to go through the tickets to see if there is any bug we have to address. And then before that, actually, pull in some stories for this sprint. So Mauro is not around. William is not around. It's a full week for me. Chaka, is it a full week for you as well?
A full week for me, yes.
Yeah, okay. So let's see how much we can pull. And you already have something flying. This one doesn't seem like a lot is left. It's straightforward what needs to happen, right?
Yeah, not much. That and updating Hadron dependencies. That's all.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what we can pull. What do I have? I have the kata containers follow-up, not much to do. This is just waiting for internal approvals for the hardware, so not much to do. Then I will have much to do as soon as I get that, but not yet. MAAS is done. I think I'm pretty much done here. All right, so we both need new things to work on. Let's see what we like from this list. Copy, that's William's domain. Let's not step on each other's toes. AuroraBoot Web UI, use the operator for building. Why is it not done? That's because the docs is missing. MAAS will be done. MAAS will be done. Coco we discussed.
I think we got everything from 4 to 0, huh?
This one, the in-memory thingy. Wait, let me open
yeah,
it.
that one sucks.
I think I'll pull it in. It's time we started. And
We discussed that last week, and it was about who's gonna use that.
Yeah, but we didn't delete it or close it, which makes me think we still need it, kind of. And I see an internal link here.
Yeah. But
I'll pull it in anyway, just for someone to poke people and make sure it's still needed, right? Otherwise, we won't clean it up. Let me. Where are you? Where are you? Here. So putting it there, even if only to just close it.
It's not the first one. It's not the first time that pops in. That request. By the way,
it's not that people don't need it. I mean, they may be needing it. The question is, how did they manage without it? If the workaround is very simple and it's a nice to have, I don't know.
This is a full feature to create. It's not a simple just load into RAM and that's it. It has to touch a lot of stuff, and it has potential to break a lot of stuff because it's adding, for example, a new path in ImuCore, which means all the boot process will be touched. So we have to balance there. Is this really something that is going to be used? Is this really something that we want? Because that is going to bring more paths, more bugs, more stuff for us to maintain.
That's clear. No. At some point, we were even supporting this. If you remember, there was somebody from the community, ABCD Linux, I think, that was. He was doing exactly that because he was booting live, and he was having a partition installed in the system. Right. I mean, I don't know how much.
But I think that shows that you can have this without official support. He was doing it by himself, but I don't know. I think it's just a big feature that is going to bring a lot of bugs and a lot of different stuff that we have to touch for. I'm not sure what's the gain in here. You already need a disk, right? If it was like USB stick booting with everything in the USB, I will understand that. That is a very specific use case.
I mean, it could still work. A USB stick is still a disk.
Yeah, indeed. But that needs a new feature to build the disk with a raw disk, which has half of it is the live CD and half of it is the partitions, and the ImuCore CMD line has a specific thing, so it can take a different path. Just having persistent ON in a hard disk and not having active passive in there, it's just, I don't know. What's the Kairos gain in that? What sort of features have to do with that? It's nothing to do with that, right?
It's another booting profile, because imagine you have the same with net booting. You have only the persistent partition in the system, and you don't manage the AB part, right? You have the immutable system. This is what you are using. It's completely immutable, right?
Yeah, but that's a live CD. Every live CD in the universe is an immutable system, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, so what's the Kairos features in that? What's your take on that? Why are we so special to do that when you can do that with Ubuntu out of the box? So there is. What I mean is, if I put Kairos in a live CD with that, and bring that up, and then have Ubuntu do the same, where is the Kairos features in that? What's the difference between Ubuntu and Kairos in there? I don't think there is any, because you lose all the real immutability, you lose the AB partition, you lose the recovery partition. What's to win there from Kairos side for using Kairos? Maybe I'm just not understanding the use case for this.
Is it supposed to be a temporary system, or like the final thing the user consumes? It's like a temporary system to somehow install Kairos from it to the disk?
No, because persistent and OM are installed in the disk. That's the thing, right? You have a disk with persistent and OM in there.
Yeah.
So it cannot be temporary.
You don't have another disk. You have them on the disk, but maybe you have another empty disk. You boot this thing and then you install. I still don't understand the use case. I'm just asking because I don't understand the other use case either. So if someone was using it permanently in this mode, what does it mean? They have a lab, like a school lab, and they boot USB sticks, something like that?
No.
No, net booting, right? You always do net booting, and you have like a CMD line flag in net booting, and maybe you the first time you pre-install everything to all the machines, the partitions, and then you go live, right? So you don't have to do upgrades at all. But this is, for me, it's like saying, okay, you support this way of deployment.
Lost you.
Yeah.
Right? It's like this is your
Now it's
peak product.
Now we lost you.
So, no, what I'm saying
I
is
guess
this
it's
is not like
kind of like a kiosk, right? Mode. So you have your configs and you want to store persistent stuff, but you want a new system on each boot. But that's, I don't know, that's what you have already with Kairos. It's a clean system. It's immutable. There's no way of breaking it. So maybe in constrained environments, or I don't know, or I guess for managing the versions in a single place for a whole host of kiosks, it makes sense. So your 35, you don't have to upgrade your 35 workstations, right?
Okay, because we are running
most
out of time, can I suggest that we start discussing it
Yeah.
the ticket itself?
Just bring it.
And then in the end we should finally define the use case, because we're going to document it anyway, so we need to know what the use case is instead of implementing random big features, especially like this one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why it's pulled in. NVIDIA no state resetting grab menu. For some reason, I remember that we fixed that.
Supposedly that's fixed by the NVIDIA build stuff, but it hasn't been tested.
Okay,
yeah.
we need testing. I still haven't pulled anything for me to work on. CRDs to serve network artifacts and deployment over LAN. Maybe that's a good candidate. Let me check the others. This is a good candidate to pull in. Uniform NVIDIA match building inside AuroraBoot. That's also fixed. No? Pull request here as well.
It may, yeah. So the stuff is in there, but we don't know if that's enough. Or we have to do either Tore or Justin. No. I don't know who. Somebody that has an NVIDIA AEX or
Well, we merge and we treat everything as a bug if it doesn't work. We don't have any custom scripts anymore, do we?
No.
Okay.
Well,
No.
I think there are, because we keep both ways of doing it. So you can still build the old way.
To clean up the custom scripts and...
folks, sorry, but I have to drop already. I have to travel a bit.
Okay.
So just assign me whatever.
Yeah, man. Okay, see you.
All right. See you, folks.
Bye. And use only the AuroraBoot code for all boards. Τι είναι? Τι ώρα? One sec. Θα αργήσει 5 λεπτά. Δεν μπορώ να σου πω τώρα. Θα σου πω σε 5. Okay. Δεν μπορώ να κλείσω. We need to clean up for all boards. Then we can close this. Yeah, I have to go as well. Give me a second. Cap integration, that's for Williams. NVIDIA, Coco, we discussed we can't do yet. That's another possible candidate. That's worked on, that can't be picked up yet. NVIDIA, okay. I think I'll pick these three: CRDs, extra partition, and templating, because they look like something that can be worked on. The Coco ones are blocked, or some others are waiting for verification. So I'm gonna pull them in. put them in progress, put this in progress, and put this in progress. And that should be enough work for this week. What do you think? Okay, now I see nothing. Templating there. CRDs there. Εντάξει. Ναι, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll put the Coco storage below the waterline because I don't think this week are going to be.
Yeah. So this goes there. This goes there. So Kata containers, I can pick this up. It needs just an upstream. Okay. Okay. And actually, because this is smaller, maybe I should put higher to start with it. Oh no, this is a discussion, so it's even simpler. Okay. That's it. I think we have a good plan. 3, we didn't check the issues. Let me quickly check, just one sec. If it's too much, we can do it outside this call. I don't think I saw any new tickets. Actually, we have less. Almost below 300. Almost. That's your agent, that's me, that's Nian. You already pulled this in, I think. This we discussed, waiting for a reply, otherwise we close. Yeah, this is William. William is skipping our tickets because we know how to poke people. I just don't want to ignore anybody from community. So whatever has our maintainers handles here, I'm skipping. Mauro, Ichaka. Okay, David, I think we saw that 3 weeks ago. It's a bug. We discussed it already, right? The raw disk thing already reviewed, and I sent something, no replies yet. NVIDIA, yeah, I don't see anything new. These are 3 weeks old. I think we're good. All right, all good then?
Yep. Yeah, that's good.
Have a good week. Thanks for joining.
You too.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.